welcome to Curious Tech, and today I'm unboxing a Unifi 6 AP Lite. So this is the third generation of the Lite series, and it is the Wi-Fi 6 version. Due to the chip shortage, it's been a little while for me to get my hands on it. If you order it directly from Unifi, you can put your name in. They'll email notify you when they have it back in stock. The last 2 times I got this email, I waited like a day, went back to the website, out of stock. So the third time when I got this email, I went in and clicked and bought. I moved to a new place and I really wanted to get some better Wi-Fi coverage. So I wanted to put the new Wi-Fi 6 on my main level. The antenna is supposed to be stronger, has the new Wi-Fi 6 standard on it, so it should really help give me much better internet coverage. And then I'll take my old 2 lights, the original ones, and I already have one that's already running, and put the other one on the 3rd floor. So I'm thinking that should give me the best coverage throughout the house, instead of running off of the one light that I have and continuously running into dead spots and unable to get network access. So when I first bought my Unifi gear for the wireless APs, I went with the AP Lite. So it comes in this box here. And this is one of them I still have hanging around. It's really small. If you see how small this thing is, you'll see, it's not very big at all. But they're actually quite powerful. When I was getting them, the Nano HD was already out. But the Nano HD was like $179. And these you could get on sale for about 79 bucks. I mean, the price per performance is really hard to beat. And when I saw the Wi-Fi 6 ones come out for 99 bucks, I'm like, hey, that's a no-brainer for an AP to upgrade to. First thing I noticed is the box is a lot smaller. And so every so often when I'm buying something like this, I click buy a little too fast. So the obvious thing that's standing out to me that the new one does not come with is these PoE inline adapters. Now these PoE inline adapters, I think they sell for around 10 bucks on their website. So that's something that they're leaving out of the new devices for sure. I mean, I don't think there's any way. When I look on the back, it says, you can see that it shows there we go. The device here, the back cover, some screws, right? So it definitely does not come with the PoE component. So I have a PoE switch. So, my last setup, I didn't use these. But in my new setup, I need 2 of these in order for this to work. So luckily, one of my APs is directly connected to my switch, so it's getting PoE power direct. So I should have 2 of these left for my original ones. I'll need to check the PoE spec to make sure that it's the correct one. I think it is. I don't think this pulls much more power. This is 802.3 AF PoE. So since I brought this directly from Unifi, as it's the easiest way to get one of these, especially with the chip shortage, the price of the device is $99. You don't get free shipping unless you have at least $100 of items in your cart. So that actually matters when I talk about this PoE not being in a device, and these are about 10 bucks. If you pay for the device $99 and pay for shipping, for me, it was showing up as around $12 for shipping. You add one of these to your cart, and then you have free shipping. So it'll be $109, so less money, free shipping. What I bought instead, because I didn't realize I was going to need one of these, in my case, I should be okay, I should have 2 of those floating around, is I brought a Flex-Mini switch. So this is one of their cheapest switches. I think it's $30. So in my case, I was gonna spend $112 to get the thing shipped to my house. So instead I spent $129 and got free shipping. The shipping's also faster. It's 2-day shipping instead of 5-day shipping. But either way, I'm gonna open this as well because I actually think I'm going to use it with not the Wi-Fi 6, but where I put the AP in another location. I might use it with the Wi-Fi 6 as well, but I have to see. I believe the way that this one works is that it can take power from either USB-C or it can be powered from PoE. I won't have, since where it'll be, there will only be one PoE set of power coming out of this thing. They both won't be able to be powered from PoE if I understand how this works correctly. Yeah, there's a PoE in, but I don't believe it passes power through it. So just to know, if you're buying this directly from Unifi, you won't get free shipping, and it's worth throwing something else in your cart to either make the device cheaper and save some of your shipping money, or spending all that shipping money on one of these that doesn't normally come in the box. All right, so we have the device here. And again, for reference, I'm going to keep pulling out the other original light that I have. One of the things the device says on the back cover, and you probably can read it here, U6 Lite, dual band Wi-Fi, access to point, delivers up to 1.5 gigabits aggregate rate with the 5 gigahertz, multi-channel MIMO, 2.4 gigahertz. And then it also says at the very last line is that the Unifi 6 Lite shares the same form factor with the UAP Nano HD. So it can use the Nano HD covers and mounting accessories. That was the main thing I was thinking about when I brought this device, was that if I wanted, I could maybe swap one of these out with a Nano HD. And when I saw the Wi-Fi 6 devices coming out, I was like, hey, I can just skip Nano HD and go directly to Wi-Fi 6. So I'm curious, when I pull this out, it doesn't call out this device by name on that packaging, but I believe when I looked at the specs, this has the same form factor as the Nano HD, which therefore shares the same form factor as this new light. That's what I believe I'm going to find. So I actually thought I was going to need a box cutter. That's kind of nice. So these are, it's actually like a nail. Okay. Looks like some mounting screws, also like some cement options if you're putting it into like brick or something like that. Yeah, so after you pull that out, there's nothing else in the box. So these screws, I've got this thing here. Nice Wi-Fi 6. And when you look at it, it feels physically like the same dimensions. Now, you'll never notice this if you ceiling mount it, etc., but the Wi-Fi 6 one feels heavier. Like it's, this one, if you hear it, this one feels hollow. I don't know if you can hear those sound differences. This one is like borderline hollow. Like this one feels like I chuck it like a frisbee. This one's got some weight to it. So the electronics in here are much more dense. The thing that makes me curious is, will that affect heat? Like, will one get hotter if the electronics are more densely packed? I suspect if I looked up the specifications, it's a tad bit thicker. Maybe barely. I mean, it looks like they use the same mechanism for releasing. Yeah, I think they're a tad bit thicker, the new one. And then on the inside, again, like this is an old plate, so this is not even from the new one that's sitting here. And just by my eye here, it looks like this mounting plate. Yeah. So the old mounting plate, and so at my last location, I ceiling mounted each of these, and my thought was that I should just be able to like slide, disconnect, take a new one, slide, connect, and that's true. So if you're wondering, I'm pretty confident that you can put skins and share them between these two devices as well as with a Nano HD, which is still $180. So, you know, I don't see a whole lot of use cases. I mean, you'd have to get in the weeds there with the exact antenna types. I believe the Nano HD has some density capabilities, but when you look at the antenna types on the Wi-Fi 6, this is designed for high density or much higher density than this is. And so I believe it makes the Nano HD far less compelling. Right. So we've got that. Also, you know, it'll be nice going forward. This one says Unifi 6 on it, and this one doesn't. So the two that are not are my regular ACs lights. And you've got in metal packaging here the bracket. I think I have the old bracket sitting around, also still in packaging. I mean, literally the identical bracket. You know, they used to send instructions with things, you know, for example, the instructions. Now you get this. They said, hey, go scan our QR code and go get it. I like these. Like when I'm in the middle of working on stuff, you know, being able to pull one of these out, like right then and there, and look at what I'm doing, I find to be extremely useful when you're troubleshooting something and you're like, I don't know, looking at the ceiling and you're trying to figure out how to do this. Like pulling out your phone, honestly, is not that big a deal, but I kind of like having the paper. They don't do that anymore. No paper. Yeah, I mean, that's it. PoE in, reset. Oh, it says the PoE type on here. Oh yeah, so there we go. 802.3 AF PoE. 802.3 AF PoE. I suspect when I pull up the manual, I should be able to see if for any reason this one's has a significantly higher watt requirement, but it's the same spec. So I am fully expecting the PoE adapters that came with my original AC lights to work on the new 6, which is great. To buy anything else. So the only other thing to take a look at here is like, let's take a look at this switch. Nice. I mean, this is cool because it's just so flippin' small. So I guess for reference here, this is an 8-port Netgear gigabit switch. Yeah, there's the model, GS308. This is a 4-port with optional PoE power. Right, like